Hey everyone!
I'm Brian, this is my wife Erica. We are The Bakers. You can find us online at thebakers.tv.
I'm glad you guys are joining us. It's a little later and we're on a day later than normal. Usually we're on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. But today we're coming to you guys with some awesome things that have helped us a lot. If you guys aren't familiar with us, we are a couple who work with other couples online who want a little help with their relationship. And some of you, I don't know about today if I look young or not, but some of you guys might think that we look young. How could we possibly know anything? And what have you been through to help other people in their relationships? And I think that's a very valid question. But one of the things that we've been through is we've been jobless at one point, no place to live. We have 3 kids, 3 and under. We have seen so many things in the 8 years we've been together and struggled through a lot and continue to work through those things. But we're making it through it and stronger for it. So that's why we're trying to help share with you guys what we've been through, where we're going, and walk through this journey with you. And you can always help anybody as far as you've come. So that's what our goal is to help serve in that way. So we're going to talk tonight about your budget. And yeah, that's usually what the feeling is when we talk about budget, right? So one of the areas that we found was like super helpful that we could cut a lot on was
something called or do you just want me to tell? Basic idea.
It's okay, we didn't rehearse it at all today, so we're just kind of winging it. We've been dealing with a lot of self-discovery and working through things together. So
craziness.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's all good stuff. Yeah. But it's in our food budget, right? So he was going to give the name away real quick. You almost gave away the secret. So one of the biggest things that's caused us issues in our relationship is our finances. And the biggest thing is food that we seem to have like tons of money just pouring out of. And it's kind of crazy, but
it's kind of a big deal. It's one of those things you need to survive. So,
yeah. Well,
and
I feel like a lot of the times, like, who's got time to monitor what you're buying at the store? Like, no one's got time for that. No one's got time to like prep lists or do food planning, or, you know, on top of all this, you have the thing that comes into play of like, oh, we need to eat healthy too, because we don't want to be fat forever and have people say like, are you pregnant? I had that happen the other day. So, actually a couple times. And I'm 8 months postpartum. So, but you gotta eat right. You gotta meal plan in order to save money. You gotta make sure the kids are gonna like it. All these things, and it has to fit within your budget, and you just don't have the time to. So then your food budget ends up being like over $1,000 a month, and it just gets ridiculous. We got diapers, we got formula, we got all kinds of stuff like in our grocery budget. Mm-hmm. We don't have the luxury of being able to get away with having extra money in our budget that we're just throwing away. And sometimes we're just plain old exhausted, and we don't have one more brain cell to contribute to meal planning or whatever you want to call it. And so, I don't know, it just kind of came out of like the fact that we are in just such a need for a solution in this area, and we tried it, and this has completely knocked down our fighting. Do we ever fight about this problem anymore, like a budget with food?
No.
At least?
I don't even know if you remember this anymore, but one of the scariest questions that we would ask all day, you have to ask it at least 2 or 3 times a day, is what are we going to eat? We're like,
for dinner.
Crap. And then you stare in the refrigerator and you're like, there's nothing there. And then you go to the pantry and you're like, there's nothing there. And then you go back to the refrigerator, like maybe something magically appeared.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't know what to do. And then you get Taco Bell and you hate yourself afterwards because you spent money you didn't need to.
Yeah.
And you feel terrible.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that was our routine, like every single day.
All the time.
To the point that we hated that question. Like, I don't want to be the one to ask it, but I'm starving. It's 7 o'clock and I need food.
Yeah. Yeah. So we found a solution to this problem that we have. And it's super simple and super cheap, and We now for our food budget, I'm going to tell you and give you a little glimpse into our budget. So we don't make very much at all. But we make more than we used to when I stayed home. So we are thankful for that. But we have 3 kids, 3 and under. All 3 of them are now eating real food, right? And Silas is actually eating, who's our 8-month-old, he's eating as much as our 3-year-old. Like, it is insane.
He ate way more today.
Yeah, it is insane. And sometimes they even eat more than us. Like, it's ridiculous. And 2 of mine are boys, and then I have a girl who eats just like the boys. So we legitly have a 5 meal needed every single meal now, okay? And our budget is for diapers, formula, food, like toilet paper, paper towels, body wash, like you name it. You get it at Walmart. It is in our grocery budget, okay? Including Liam's meals at school, because we've calculated it and it's just cheaper to do that. And more easy on my mind. Because we don't have to pack it in the morning. So all of that stuff included is $700 a month. So we have $175 a week that we spend on all of our groceries, all of our extra items, toilet paper, diapers, formula. We have 2 kids in diapers. Yeah. So like when we stop using diapers and formula, our budget is going to go down so much. It's going to be crazy. And they eat snacks like it's their job. Like I swear we spend just as much money on snacks as we do food. And we do snacking, clean snacking for the most part, like fruits and veggies and stuff like that. So what we've used to cut our budget down so much and be able to fall in line is something called e-meals. And I'm actually going to post a link below on these live videos. So I'm running a live video on my Facebook page as well as on our Baker's page, and it is amazing. And we actually have a link specifically for you guys that is 14-day free trial of it, and I think we spent like $60 for a whole year. What this does is it creates all the meals that you want in the shopping list. No! Everyone who's just on our Facebook page on the Bakers is no longer. So hopefully they're coming over this. Oh yeah, that one is the Bakers. So if you guys are on my Facebook page, head over to the Bakers because I know it keeps cutting out, and that way you can see the rest of this video. I don't want you guys to miss anything. So it does the email plans for you, and it gives you the shopping list. And you can delete things off of there if you have it currently in your pantry, which is awesome. And then you can pick meals that you want or don't want in there. It's super easy. You can do it by the meal planning type that you want. So we're on gluten-free because of Brian's issues, medical issues. But you can do paleo, you can do normal, you can do kid-friendly.
You can do budget.
You can do budget where they keep it at $80 a week. For, I think that was like the up to 5 person, and we just use our dinners for lunches the next day. So that's our leftovers go over to the lunches next day. We use like the family meal plan, and it's plenty for us to have lunch for the next day. You name it, paleo. If you're doing like a Weight Watchers thing, you can have the meal plan that associates with that. It's amazing. They have like carbs, low carbs, or portion control, or they have like Mediterranean if you want to do Mediterranean foods. So that's, oh yeah, crock pot is one of them. And you can cycle between which meals you want. So like say 1 week you're feeling Mediterranean and 1 week you're wanting paleo, and you want to try, you can change between each of the meals, no problem whatsoever. So that is what it helps us out. Here's my tip, guys, okay? You do grocery shopping once a week, period. Don't go to the store any more than that, because then that's where you spend extra money on things that you really don't need. Let's be real, right? And then the other thing that you need to remember is some of the recipes call for like fresh this, fresh parsley, or fresh, cilantro. I love spices. But sometimes that's when you can have the costs go up. Like there was something that called for maple syrup, okay? That was $6 and some odd change at Aldi's, by the way. Shop at Aldi's if you have it. You need to shop at Aldi's. It was like $6 for maple syrup. And I asked Brian, I was like, we don't need that, right? And he's like, nah, we'll be fine. I honestly don't even know what recipe it was in that was calling for that, but we didn't buy it. And so that's how we're keeping our costs low, not having these, you know, extraordinary recipes, but at the same time, if they call for like fennel bulbs, there was one recipe called for that. I don't even know what recipe that was, but I didn't miss it. And so it didn't cost the extra money. But
I know those are.
Yeah, they don't have that at all. But it keeps our budget low. We're eating healthy because we're doing the gluten-free one just because of his diet. And it's keeping us in check in our budget. And it's actually kind of cool because I can stay underneath. It's usually about 85 to 90 bucks a week for all of our groceries, just the food. And that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all of our family of 5 that all are eating regular food. And it's amazing. I really, really like it. Emails is an amazing company, and it only costs us $60 for the year. So there's a 14-day trial that I am posting the link for underneath the video out to try it out. And if you don't like it after 14 days, that's fine. But you never have to do meal planning. You just pick a type of menu you want, and then it creates the shopping list, and it's on an app on your phone. You just check mark it off. If you go through your kitchen really quickly, you can like delete things off of your menu or your shopping list that you already have. So if you already have tomatoes, you don't need to buy those again. So it's pretty awesome. So it literally changed our lives financially, and we don't fight about it anymore. We know what's going to happen that night, and we just thought them eat them the night before, and we're good to go. Why don't you give them your 2 cents as a husband?
Yes. So 2 things that I keep thinking. One, this grocery list is amazing. It's not like, here are 10 million things to buy. It's like, in the frozen section, you buy this, and in the produce section, you buy this. So you walk through the grocery store, and you're like, I'm in the produce section. I need these 4 things. It is the easiest thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
The other thing that I don't think that she's mentioned yet, these meals will knock your socks off.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a rock star every time I make this meal, because I just do whatever it tells me to, and I'm like, I made this. Eat this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I get super excited, and I like want to have people over and like, eat my food. It's awesome. But seriously, like
it's super simple.
I'll take it in for leftovers the next day, and they're like, are you eating grapes with your chicken? I'm like, yeah, and it's amazing. And they're like, it smells amazing. And everything that you bring in here, it smells amazing. They tell me every day. So it's awesome stuff. It smells amazing. It tastes amazing. And it's easy.
Yeah, that's the best part, is it's easy. It makes your life more simple, and doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. I bought the year package because it was only like 60 bucks. So why not? And we've been doing that this year, or the last 6 months. I think we've been doing it 4 months straight, and I think we've had on one hand like 4 or 3 meals that we haven't liked, but they weren't like awful. It was just like, probably wouldn't make that again. We're kind of picky when it comes to eating. Like, we want things to taste good. So
we ask a lot.
We want it to taste good. We don't want it to be bland, but we don't want it to be like super weird either. So, but you can find a menu that fits your style. So you can stop arguing about at least the food. What's for dinner, or it tends to be the budget line item that everyone goes over and then like has issues with. So that's what I wanted to share, what we wanted to share with you tonight. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to let us know, or
if you want to try out one of the meals, you can come over to our house.
Yeah, you can do that too. We love having people over. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. We're going to be sharing tips and tricks like this in our live broadcasts, things that are making our lives easier. That, I mean, man, we're on a shoestring budget. Like, we really are. Every penny is budgeted. We're going to share with you what tips we've been using that has helped us in our relationship, so that finances isn't as hot button of a topic as it used to be. So, yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you're just tuning in, or if you're watching this on replay, we appreciate you guys watching this, and we hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Love you.
Thanks, guys.